Ooga booga, ooga booga.
Guys, you're never gonna believe what happened. I spent a bunch of hours watching some meaningless dating show, and now to recoup those lost hours, I'm going to tell you about it for profit. I believe this is episode 14 of the series. Maybe that's wrong today, actually, because I watched Love Island UK season 12. Which is the most recent season. And there are real couples that come from that. I think the Brits, they actually take this show seriously. For those that are unfamiliar with the concept, what is Love Island? They gather a bunch of single hotties and they throw them into a Spanish villa, this season at least. And they are forced to pair off, Hunger Games style, right? You either find a partner or you are cast away from the island, dumped into the water, known as the ocean. Left to fend for yourself. Good luck with the sharks. Love Island USA season 6 was like heralded as the craziest season of reality TV ever. And I'd heard so much about that from people in my own life telling me that I knew I just had to watch it and then eventually make a video on it. And when I would talk to people about season 6 of Love Island, I would, it's like a good conversation starter. Hey, have you seen Love Island? And enough people said, are you talking about the UK version? Because that's really good.
She's told the guys that I like sucked her tits or whatever, licked her tit or whatever.
And again, I need something to watch when I travel, so I download a bunch of episodes of Love Island and I watch the show. 65 episodes this is. This video could very well be 10 hours if I wanted it to be. But I selected the only most interesting and most important elements of the show, the ones that intrigued me the most. I'm gonna cover the most entertaining people and storylines, and I'm gonna literally just skip over whole people. A lot of the castmates aren't whole people. They are a lot of empty shells, voids. Oh, Dill, are you gonna disagree with me? Are you gonna disagree with me? Look at this guy. I don't remember his name. This guy is he's a mannequin who I'm pretty sure there's like a Men in Black bug inside of his brain, just like pulling 2 levers to move him around. That is one of the meaner things I think I've said about a person. He's so boring, and worse than that, he doesn't emote at all. Like nothing crosses his face.
You done what you done, you chose what you wanted to do, and that's your decision, isn't it? So.
But listen, you don't need to have seen the show in order to enjoy this video. I'm gonna talk about, we have 2 psychopath men this season. Oh, they make for such good television. It's always the psychopaths. They make some of the poorest decisions, and then we have 3 women who get tangled up in their webs. Oh, it's so good. Where do I want to begin, though? Okay, how about we start with my favorite house guest by far. Now, I need to say this from the jump. I can't believe I had to give a personality disclaimer. I don't care about any of these people. Like, I do hope that they, I hope they don't die. Like, I hope they go and live good lives away from the show. I don't care, though. Everybody that you're about to see is just some hottie who got a free vacation summer, and they're gonna get thousands to millions of followers and dollars, or pounds, or euros, or fucking peso, whatever currency, all just for being here and being hot. That's it. And you're gonna see some of them cry, but let me tell you, they're crying over people they've known for 4 days. Oh no, another hottie. I thought our connection was so deep. They're my soulmates. After 4 days of knowing each other and tanning outside, that's all we've done is tan. So no, I don't feel bad for any of these people. If they're getting harassed by fans, I don't like that. But if another Islander breaks their heart, I couldn't care a single bit less. And I needed to give that disclaimer before I talked about Harry because I think Harry's probably not well liked outside of the villa. I don't keep up with the forums and the Reddits. I don't have a good grasp on how the public feels, but I just don't feel he's well liked.
I'm 6'2", I'm quite broad, and I have a 6-pack.
Certainly makes for a lot of the entertainment this season, though. He is a day 1 bloke. UK people, I got your lingo down. Actually, one thing I want to say at the start of this, the UK lingo is so much better than American lingo. They say a couple things that I want to steal. They get cracking on. On day 1, though, they do something that I don't love. Instead of allowing them to match up by seeing each other and just who's the hottest, they instead have these dating boards where they have a person's name, age, and then a cringe quote. The quote isn't supposed to be cringe. They had just asked the guys for a quote, and it happened to be cringe, almost every single one of them, which is just a byproduct of a bunch of guys answering questions about themselves.
I like to play hard and work harder. I love to play, so I work very hard.
I don't know, it's giving me a bit icky.
The women choose based on these boards, and off we are into the season. Harry is first selected by Rosalina. I don't know. That's not her name. I know it's not her name. I'm gonna level with you guys. She is out of the house within 24 hours, so you don't get too attached. That's because the very first bombshell comes in immediately. Her name is Toni. She's an American, and we're gonna be talking about her much later. But she steals somebody, and it shakes out to be that whoever Shakira picks the following day, their partner leaves. She selects Harry, and then Rosalina is out the door. Good luck in the ocean with the sharks. All right. This selection here sets in motion the Guinness World Record for the longest ping pong game ever recorded. That's only funny to those of you who have seen the season. But you will strap in, and I'll tell you. Harry and Shakira get on well for about 2 days, but everyone's still getting to know everybody. And there's another girl named Helena who also takes an interest in Harry. Harry's like challenged to dance on Helena, and it's not sexy. It's not, I don't even want to show you because it's really bad. But Harry whispers hideaway in Helena's ear. Now, the hideaway is an area you can only go in with someone who is not your partner. They have a room there so you can sleep in there. They also have like a hot tub so during the day people can pull each other and they can make out in the hot tub and on the swing. Since you can only take someone who's not your partner, I like to call it the cheat shack. And I think that has better branding than the hideaway. Cheat shack. I'm going to the cheat shack. What did you do in there, cheat? No, of course not. You cheated. Shakira, of course, notices that Harry and Helena have been cracking on. She's got her guard up, and of course, she's trying to meet people. And there's a guy named Blue. Also, there's no E on his name. It's just BLU. A Wattpad-ass name. I know. We don't like him. He's a bit odd. I think I would not like him if he ended up ever, like, being in a relationship with a girl, but no girls ever, like, gave him a real chance. So he never had an opportunity to make a real ass of himself. You know?
It's a good kiss.
You got some nice lips as well. Tasty.
Like, I think he would have been someone I disliked if he had the chance to be. And I hate that they took that away from you, Blue. But Blue puts it on Shakira in the hideaway. Kisses her. Based on body language, ugh, buddy. There's a couple points in this season where guys go in to kiss girls, and the girls are like, okay. And then they do it, but they don't really want to, and you could tell. And the guys never pick up the signal.
Were you a bit surprised as why I didn't kiss you?
No.
No? I feel like you thought I was going to kiss you. I don't know. Tasty.
Of course, Shakira could say no here, and she doesn't. She probably should have, because it just causes a whirlwind of storm. A storm, yeah. A whirlwind of drama. The whirlwind is the storm. That was a redundant thing I said. Shut up. I watched a bunch of reality TV. My brain is cooked. I don't know what to tell you. Of course, there are no secrets in the Love Island house. That information gets around. Harry's taken aback. And this is actually kind of perfect for Harry because he gets his excuse. He already whispered to Helena hideaway. So he's already flirted with the idea of jumping ship and jumping onto Helena's ship, I guess. But now he has his excuse, so he doesn't look like the bad guy entirely.
What?
You know, he kissed her.
What, in hideaway? No, he didn't.
I did not expect that.
I still don't believe this.
He tells Helena, hey, so if you want to go to the hideaway with me tonight, when the lights go off, walk by me and touch my foot, and then I'm going to get up and go with you.
When the lights go off, leave it like a couple minutes, and then just tap my foot or something, and I'll come out the door.
Drama, right? Lights go off. She gets up, walks over, reaches out for his foot, but he's wearing his slides. He doesn't even notice her touch, but she thinks, wow, these are some really nice and comfortable slides. Turns out they're Bombas's Friday slides. This video is sponsored by Bombas. That's right, baby. New year, same brand that I love. They are slowly converting my entire wardrobe. At first it was socks, then it was underwear, and now they're like, hey, Dylan, have you tried our slides? The first time, listen, these are so incredibly light. The first time I slipped my foot into one of these, I went, whoops, because I lifted my foot and I didn't feel anything, and I thought that I missed the slip. I thought my foot went like this and I missed it. But no, it was on my foot. I feel like if you cut this open, like clouds would come out because it feels like walking on air. And it's not like other shoes and sandals are heavy by any means, but like you feel it on your foot. This is so much lighter than anything I've worn. And we're moving into the spring and summertime, right? So that means more walking around the yard, more going to the pool. If you walk around your apartment complex, it's so easy to slip on these. And Bombas is a brand I feel good about promoting because they operate on a buy one, donate one policy. That means that every time that you buy from Bombas, they donate an item in return. They have donated over 150 million items, and it's the items that shelters need most. It is socks, I'm trying to count with my fingers. It is socks, it is shirts, it is underwear. Those are the 3 most requested items from homeless shelters, and that is what Bombas provides them. And Bombas can provide those things because people buy from Bombas. And you can go to bombas.com/oogabooga, use code oogabooga20 at checkout, and you're gonna get 20% off your first purchase. Give to yourself, allow Bombas to give back for you. Everyone wins. So go check them out. A QR code link down below in the description. And thank you to Bombas for sponsoring this video. Okay, but seriously, back to the scene. Helena does go walk over to his bed and touch his foot. He's up and out of bed. They're running to the hideaway. Oh, it's so messy so fast. I love it.
Where the fuck's Shakira?
And the best part, this is nothing yet.
Oh, you guys are in for a treat.
Shakira, who is blindsided, she is hurt. But one thing I'll say about Shakira, she is a very level-headed girl. Very smart. She's got a lot of self-respect, which that's not going to show in some of the relationships she chooses. But listen, after Harry left her that last night, she just tells everyone, like, guys, just go to bed, whatever, we'll deal with it in the morning. Then she has a conversation with Harry the next morning, and she's just like, hey, is what it is. I get that you probably are hurt that I kissed Blue in the hideaway. I probably blew it.
Congratulations, it's the worst joke of the show.
Oh, I'm good.
No, because we're just like not cracking on anymore, but it's all right.
Yeah, we're not cracking on anymore.
Yeah.
He's basically made his decision by going to the hideaway with Helena. It'd be awkward the next day to just get back with Shakira. But Shakira is very visibly down from this happening. However, Harry, even in that conversation, he says, I think there's a chance we get back together down the road.
I just think we have like unfinished business. Like I'm drawn to you.
And this is something he repeats to multiple people. He's not keeping this a secret. He's just boldly saying, I think we got unfinished business. I think after some time has passed, we'll see if we find each other again.
Just feel like we might get drawn back together. I think we do like each other.
Meanwhile, there is Ben, a taxi driver. He's also into Shakira. Pursues her hard. Ben, how do I describe him? I got a lot of mean things to say. I just want to find a more polite way to say this. Like, he's attractive, yes. And the girls are interested in him. He's tall, he's fit. And there are times when he's cheeky and funny, especially in, like, group settings. But he's never endearing. I think several girls this season make the note of, like, he's very, not shallow as in, like, his standards are look-based, but he's shallow in, like, his mental capacity. Listen, these are things that they said, okay?
Yeah, it is true, and it's not nice to hear, but I feel like we've got fuck all to speak about.
You're so inspirational, Ben. Has anyone ever told you that?
Have I got away with words?
I'm just being sarcastic, but sure.
Good chat.
The greatest.
The problem for Shakira is when Harry decides to get with Helena. Remember, this is Hunger Games. She's got to pair off. Shaq's got to be with somebody. I'll be saying Shaq for her, by the way, sometimes. She's got to pair with somebody. That's the name of the game. And Ben wants to pursue her. So part of it's like, okay, I don't think there's much here, but I'm down to explore it for the next couple of days. See what happens. We'll wait for some new bombshells, both girls for you and guys for me. And then we'll see what happens. You know, we'll let the summer unfold.
You should look straight over to me, don't you? I look straight over to you when I wake up.
I know.
See if you're right.
Meanwhile, Harry is busy cracking on with Helena, and things are going great. Until Yaz comes in. And then she comes in with a batch of like 3 girls. They brought 3 in at once, and I thought that was a bold choice.
3? There's 3 of them! You're fucking joking!
And Yaz is fun. I'm sorry, there are 2 Yazes. Well, not literally. This isn't like a twin twist type of thing. There's one Yasmin this entire season, but she changes about halfway through. And the second half isn't fun. The first half, Yaz, she comes in like a chaos rocket. She's just there to say whatever's on her mind. Whoever's offended, that's your problem.
Girls, I have no problem taking your man. If it's not my relationship, then it's not my problem.
Fuck off.
I'm gonna chase whoever I want. I'm gonna say raunchy things to your men. I'm gonna win them over. Cards are gonna fall where the cookie crumbles. Nope. Not the saying. I was close though. Let the chips fall where they may. And then that's how the cookie crumbles. Where did the cards come from? Intellectually, he, man, doesn't matter. We're moving on. Yaz, of course, goes for Harry. Good choice. She takes him to the hideaway, and she drops one of the most unfortunate lines in the history of reality TV.
I'm just sort of waiting for you to shut the fuck up and kiss me.
Harry's already in hot water with Helena, which, hey, that's pretty much the standard of their relationship throughout the entirety of the season. But when the 3 girls came in, it was like a guy's night out and all the guys were separated. And then 3 girls came in and started talking to them. And the guys didn't know this, but the girls were back at the house watching their individual dates on like a big blow up screen in the backyard. That was so diabolical of the show. I love it. And while he's on that date, Harry says a thing about, yeah, me and Shakira got unfinished business.
Something there between you and Shakira, maybe?
Potentially. I think there's unfinished business.
Which Helena hears probably the first time she's hearing that.
I've got things to worry about. My actual man is a problem.
So eventually when Harry and Yaz are in the hideaway, and she says that line. I do respect Harry for this because he said, no, listen, I'm already on thin ice with Helena. I don't want to get into any more trouble. I'm already in a triangle. I think a kiss would just, continue to make things messy, and it's best to avoid that. I think I'm pretty sure that's what he said, right? Let's take a peek.
I'm just sort of waiting for you to shut the fuck up and kiss me.
Come out.
Oh, okay. So, my mistake. I guess he just did kiss her. And then he also lies about it too after. They leave the hideaway and they're like, did you kiss? And he's like, of course not.
Did you kiss her?
No, I didn't kiss her. We just chatted. Jesus.
I love anytime Harry sees a hole, he says, how do we dig this deeper? Grab me a shovel. I'm gonna help. After it comes out that Harry indeed lied about kissing Yaz at a bonfire.
Did you kiss her today?
Yeah, I kissed her today, yeah.
Helena cuts it off with Harry forever. No. But she does cut it off for now, and Harry's like, okay, well, then let's swing back into the other open door I had, which was Shakira. I said earlier that Shakira has a good head on her shoulders, and I think a lot of what I'm going to show you, it feels like it's going to be counterintuitive to that point. Because to believe this excuse that Harry says about why he's done the bad things that he's done with Helena.
I just don't think I would do the things I do if it was you, because I know you wouldn't stand for it.
It's your behaviour for me that I can't tolerate.
I've got away with so much with Helena already, it's just like I can just keep getting away with it kind of thing.
This is the moment that I hated Harry the most. After he has that conversation with Shakira, he goes over and hangs out with Dejon, and he says this.
I've said to her, I know I fuck around and I have a laugh, but like, if there's someone that would like keep me in my place, I wouldn't do it. So what'd she say? She's lapping it up, mate.
He's just openly admitting that he's just spewing excuses. None of it is sincere. Later on, we're probably 2.5 weeks into the Love Island experience, and they play a little game of spin the bottle / truth or dare, where they spin the bottle and then whoever it lands on, they do truth or dare. I didn't need to explain that. My bad. The bottle lands on Harry, and Harry gets dare.
Dare.
A day to go home.
That's really funny. Helena is a joy to watch. I really like Helena. I hold her in a high opinion as well. She's like such a fun person to hang out with, it seems. Harry's behavior is no secret. Everyone knows he's behaving badly, and they like have a roundtable about it every like 4 days. And it never changes, and people just get over it. And it's so fun. Harry's actual dare ends up being that he should snog Brits. Yeah, you like that one? He should snog the islander that he most fancies. And of course, he snogs Shakira. And this is right around the time where Shaq ended things with Ben officially because, hey, buddy pal, you're playing in the kiddie pool, all right? You're out of your intellectual depth. That seems like such a mean thing to say. Like, yeah, I would date you. You're really attractive, but man, you are so stupid.
Like, I came into this experience saying I wanted a witty man, charming, intelligent. I think off the cuff, I knew that wasn't Ben.
You are too stupid to date. I just can't talk to you because you're not smart enough to keep up in a conversation. Oh, that is so brutal. But it doesn't feel as bad because he's kind of smug too. He's a smug guy, so you don't feel too bad saying it. But when Harry says that he sees something with Shakira, Shakira says that she would be open to possibly being with Harry, but only if he had a behavior transplant.
I told Harry he needs to have a behaviour transplant.
You would be open to that with
If he had a behaviour transplant, yes.
Man needs a whole transplant on his behaviour. That's crazy work, though.
Rather a behavioural than a personality transplant, to be honest.
All of that was such gold TV. That was a good... See, that's... Ben in a group setting can be funny. But also, he took the biggest arrow back. He thought he got a good shot off, and then he ends up wounded. He's probably thinking, like, how did I end up here? Which kind of goes to prove people's points, where it's like, Harry's smart, quick-witted, and Ben just couldn't keep up. Wow, that's actually tough, because that does prove the point that Shakira, her disinterest in him is due to this. Oof.
I feel like it's just my Demeanor.
What does that mean? What does demeanor mean? Demeanor. I'm gonna start using that one.
So between the time that Helena broke up with Harry because of the lying about kissing Yasmin, he wasn't technically in a couple with Shakira because they didn't have the bonfire. So they were kind of both single and free agents. But now we have the official bonfire. Shakira selects Harry, which cements the relationship a little bit more. And in doing so, Helena feels hurt because she still has feelings for Harry. And she sits down with him and they talk it out.
I just can't really make sense of this whole situation. Like, you've not even tried to fight for it, you've then just gone straight on to Shakira.
I thought it was too good.
What do you mean too good?
I mean, I've done it in the past where I self-sabotage because I just think it's too good to be true. All I've ever seen is like things with an expiry, and it felt too good with you.
As much as I enjoy Harry, and I'll defend him at a number of points, I'm not going to allow him to play the wounded soul card. He does this several times this season. His excuse to Helena about why he ended up ruining it is because it was too good, and that's his nature. It's just self-sabotage. Poor me. I ruin good things. I'm such a wounded soul. If you have the wherewithal to figure that out after like 2 days after doing the thing, then it's something you already knew before the relationship started. It's not like you're having an epiphany and you're realizing, oh, this is why I ruin all good relationships. Oh, like that's different. These are like pre-locked and loaded lines to get out of trouble. That's what I hate. I don't like this as manipulation tactics, and that's what it is. So now that Shakira and Harry are back into a couple, they get on like 2 monitors using 1 computer. About a week passes, maybe 10 days, and Shakira, as well as things are going with Harry, Shakira notices Helena's kind of creeping back into the picture a little bit. Oh, what's this? Harry's telling Shakira to her face, hey, the door's closed. Like, we're gonna exist in the same household. We're gonna be friendly, but that's all it's gonna be. Friends. Yet, Harry kisses Helena in a challenge when he gets the opportunity. Shakira also notices a lot of, flirtatious one-on-one conversations. And Shakira is very perceptive. She is absolutely right, and she's seeing this correct, and she's keeping her guard up. At this time, a new guy had entered the house. Harrison, aka Young Bull, not my nickname. I didn't do that. All right, if you don't like that, that's not my fault.
He just wants to fuck about.
Yeah.
He wants to be the young bull.
He has some interest in Helena as well. Helena, this is another one of those kisses thing where the guy is not picking up the message because Harrison pursues her. She gives him a couple peck kisses when he wants a kiss. Everyone is kissing everybody, and if she doesn't want to kiss you, hey man. I know you didn't see the 2006 Mel Gibson movie, Signs, because maybe if you did, you wouldn't. I don't know. Was that 2006? I was ballparking it. I haven't even seen the movie. And don't worry about Young Bull, Harrison. We're going to get to him. He's got his own fireworks show. He's one of the other 2 psychopaths. All right, spoiler alerts. Instead, we still have Harry and Helena getting closer, and there's another game. I think it's another strip game. They dance on each other, which is like one of 2 kinds of games that they have on Love Island. While Helena is doing her dance on Harry, she whispers in his ear, do you want to smoosh me? Which she doesn't say smoosh. She says the F word, but she should have said smoosh, because I hear that's really catching on. I hear people are starting to say that in real life, so. And then when it's Harry's turn, he says something similar. He does a rebuttal, reciprocated rebuttal. You're playing in the kiddie pool, all right? Helena takes it up a notch after the game because she's over with Meg and D. I'll talk a little bit more about Meg and D later on. There is a foursome, a group of 4. It's Meg, D, Harry, Helena. Those guys are really tight. Oh, I call him D. That's his nickname as well on the show. His name is Dejon. So Dejon, D, same person. Of course, because they're so close and such great friends, Meg and Dejon are going to push Harry into being with Helena. Helena jokes that she wants to take Harry to the hideaway.
Hey, Jimmy, bring my cup of tea. Come over here, Harry.
They pull Harry over. They tell him Helena wants to go to the hideaway with you. And then, listen, watch the face he makes. It's really funny. It's endearing. It's fun. All right, watch.
Hideaway, Helena wants to come out to play.
Who will?
You. Harry, do you want to go?
Whether it's boredom or Megan D and others pushing him, Harry flirts with the idea of getting back together with Helena. I kind of think it's more the boredom thing, just because it's a long summer. Shakira, though, she gets fed up because I think she's sensing it's in the cards where the cookie is crumbled. She senses that Harry and Helena are going to eventually get back together, so she gives them the green light. She's fed up with it. She says, hey, I'm gonna bow out. Good luck.
I'll remove myself from the situation, and you and Helena can explore. I hope you get everything you want out of. I hope I don't have to see any of it.
And so with that, Harry and Helena back on. Ping pong, ping pong. See? And for those keeping track at home, that is Harry to Shakira, Harry to Helena, Harry to Shakira, Harry to Helena. And we are not finished. Because plot twist, oh, I still can't believe they did this. This is one of the craziest things. Not one of the crazy. I don't know. Do I need to police myself on the way I talk about things? I don't want to over-exaggerate. I do think it might be one of the craziest things I've ever seen a reality TV show do, a dating show. It is Casa Amor time. So this is the time of the season, every Love Island season. They separate the guys and the girls. They put them in 2 different houses and then bring in a fresh new batch of guys for the girls and a bunch of new girls for the guys. They are separated. They can't see each other. They don't know what each other is doing for the next 4 days or so. And then at the end of the 4-day excursion, they need to decide, do you want one of the new girls or guys, or would you rather stay with your original partner? And then all that's revealed on one dramatic bonfire night. Usually the guys fold so easily. That's usually how it goes. And that's gonna piss off the girls. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Look at me use it right. Except one of the girls for the guys, one of the Casa girls, Harry's ex of 3 years. That they just recently broke up. I don't know if I got the timeline perfectly right, but I think it was like within the past year or so. They broke off their 3-year relationship. He has a tattoo on his wrist of an E. That's for Emma. That's the girl's name. He's got her tatted on him. And they brought her on the show.
Please don't be my ex. Oh my God, it's my ex.
That is one of the messiest decisions I've ever seen production make. And it's incredibly disrespectful to Harry. And I love that decision that they made.
What the fuck are you doing here?
A lot of the Islanders coming in, they are watching the show because it's airing as, it's not live, but like it's on a 2 or 3 day delay. But a lot of the Islanders coming in are watching the show at home, and then they get the call to come in, and they're like, oh, sick. So they know what's going on in the real world. Emma knows that Harry is disliked in the real world. So she sees this as her opportunity to come in, take a bunch of shots at him, bang on him, be like, hey, you suck. And she knows that she's going to be lavished with praise on the outside. At least that's what in her mind, that's what's going to happen. Because that's what she does. Anytime she has an opportunity to shit talk Harry, she takes it.
Harry strikes again.
No, you can elaborate.
End game? Didn't you say end game?
But it's not, because I'd known her for 3 days.
So you lied.
Knowing your ex is in the house, like what an uncomfortable position to put yourself in. You're going to watch your ex flirt and make out with a bunch of girls, and then you're going to flirt and make out with a bunch of guys in front of him. I know why production would want that. I'm pretty sure you know that Harry doesn't want this, but you decide, yes, I'm gonna do that. And she's bitter. You can tell she's bitter.
I think he's just very scared to get exposed for what he really is.
And like I said, I don't entirely blame her because the environment is conducive to like bring up bad feelings. You shouldn't be around your ex who you probably were planning the rest of your life with. Now you're watching them do the romantic bits with others. Oh, that's tough. But she needs to be selected. She's a Casa girl, so one of the guys has to select her to bring her back to the main villa if she's gonna come back. Harry does not. There's no romantic anything there at Casa between Harry and Emma, but she gets on well with Connor, another guy, so Connor brings her back. Harry came back alone, and she's like, Helena, I came back for you.
Well, how does that feel hearing that?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm happy.
Which is kind of true, but also, it wasn't as clean. Like, he did still make out with some other girls, but again, who cares? It's Love Island. With Emma, though, she has her fling with Connor, and it really goes nowhere. Then she has Boris for a little while, and that's all boring. Some of her fights that she has with Connor and Boris are about, she's still talking about Harry, and they're like, hey, so it feels like you're not over him, and I don't want to get into a relationship or spend my time here with someone who's still hung up on somebody else.
I just feel like I've got a lot going on in here.
You've a lot going on in terms of what, Harry being your ex?
Yeah, I just think tensions are high after last night.
But there's no tensions high on his end at all. Like, it's dominated the whole thing. It's exactly what I didn't want when I was coming into the situation.
Like, Harry still also has feelings for Emma. Like, that hasn't gone away, but Emma is more keen on rekindling that.
We're stuck for life.
In fact, I think at one point she even says something to the effect of, when you get out of here, it doesn't really matter who you leave with because I'm going to be there when you get back, so.
I don't need to be because I'll see you at home. See you back at home in bed.
We also, we find out that Harry is into armpits.
You're stiff.
No, I do.
Yeah, you do. I know you like to smell them.
And listen, I know I've done the socks thing in the past where like I talk about feet and then it transitions to ad read. You think I'm gonna like go into deodorant? No, that's not. He actually is truly just into armpits.
That took everything to not sniff your armpit though. That took everything. That took all of me.
Just do
it.
I know how I feel about feet people. I don't know what to do with armpit people. I don't know if it's worse or better than feet people. But like, what's the hierarchy? We got feet. Is armpit below or above? I don't know what to do with you people anymore. Stop with your things. But after Casa, Harry and Helena fall into a pretty steady status quo for the next several weeks. Harry will find himself getting into a little bit of trouble, but it's very minor. Compared to some of the other stuff that he did at the beginning of the season, it feels trivial in comparison, so it's easy for Helena to get over. We do start to hit where it's probably like, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks left of the show, probably about 5 weeks in, and everyone is prepared to go home. At least all the day one people, you can sense there's like a lethargy in the air with how they move, how they talk. A lot of the day one people are just like, man, get me out of here.
The roller cola is good from Lidl.
The what?
Roller cola.
Roller cola.
Roller cola.
It's weird because, like, on one hand, you know that this show is, like, good for you and it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience and you don't just want to leave. But on the other hand, how much sun tanning and conversations of, like, hey, how you feeling today? You can only do that for so many days in a row with the same people before you're like, I don't care how you're feeling today. I am sick of the sun. Like, they're restless all the time. They have nothing to do. They give them a little workout station, but there's no books, there's no phones, there's no TV, there's no entertainment. All they have to do all day is talk about their feelings. Oh, and especially this late in the season where there's less and less bombshells coming in and everyone's starting to lock tighter and tighter into relationships. It's easy to break up a relationship that's, only, 4 or 5 days old. But once a relationship is 4 weeks old, and then you meet a bombshell for 2 days before a decision has to be made, it's like, do I choose the 2-day relationship or the 4-week relationship? So it's at this point that Harry and Helena decide to close it off.
We're exclusive, baby!
And then about 2 days later, Harry finds out that Shakira is still hung up on him.
I just wanted to see if you're okay.
Thanks. This doesn't help. It makes it a lot worse.
Really?
Yeah.
What, me talking to you?
Now, Harry's had this belief that if at any point he wanted to get back together with Shakira, he's voiced that he thinks that he'd be able to. Every time he said it, I rolled my eyes. I was like, dude, you're living in a fantasy land. You've had a chance, and then you blew it. And then you had another chance, and then you blew it again. Shakira's a self-respecting girl. She's not going to put up with it, okay? Shakira starts to get pretty down, though, at this point. This is, again, late in the show. It's like, man, what am I doing here? It's been 45, 50 days. Like, Shakira hasn't really found a connection that she's excited about, apart from Harry. But also, Harry's no good for her, and Harry's with Helena, so she's, moving around the house kind of sad. Not to mention, Shakira, at this time, is trying it out with Connor, who I'll mention a little bit more later. Connor was another day one person. And Shakira and Connor are very close friends. And they got to a point, I think a little bit after Casa, they decided, like, why don't we try it out? Why don't we see if there's anything here? Shakira was a little bit worried that it was going to ruin their friendship, and that's why she was a little skeptical about doing it. And Connor was like, no, let's give it a try.
If, we ended or, it didn't work out and then you, be on bad terms with me, I'd never want that.
Maybe something worth thinking about.
And Connor's super into her. He was very excited about this, but Shakira, she didn't feel what she felt for Harry, for Connor.
I never really got over the Harry situation, so I jumped ship to Connor, thinking that we'd have a remarkable connection.
It doesn't come natural being romantic with him, because unfortunately, I don't think you see him in that light.
When Harry, though, finds out that Shakira is still kind of into him, in fact, still very into him, oh, that conversation in the makeup room, oh.
Maybe you and Helena being exclusive, or maybe resurface things.
Harry starts going through, he's got to have a backtrack excuse, He can't just be like, oh, well, I'm actually still into you, so I'm going to get with you. So now he does the whole, I buried all the feelings I had for Shakira so that I didn't have to address the feelings in my heart. But now that you mentioned that you might still be interested, now I have to confront these feelings. Oh, poor me.
I don't understand. If you felt this way about Shakira this whole time,
But I didn't. I just buried it all. I just didn't address any of my feelings.
Shut up, dude. So Helena's fed up, and she says, okay, I think this is over. And then Harry's like, yeah, you know what? I think we're friends. I think Helena and I are just better suited as friends. I don't think there was anything romantic between us. I think we were just always good friends.
Think about what you have first with Helena.
I'll be honest, mate. I think it's more friendly for me.
At this point, though, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Shakira. We've ping-ponged. We thought the game was over. There's no way the pong pings again, right? Toni, who is Shakira's best friend, asking her about the Harry situation, she says, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to happen? And Shakira answers, ideally, marriage and 2 kids in a barn conversion house.
Huh? In a perfect world, we run off into the sunset, have 2 kids, get married, and have a really nice barn conversion.
When she said that, I had to rewind, and I went, there's no way she said what I thought she said. You're thinking marriage with Love Island Harry. The guy who broke your heart twice? The guy you've known for a month and a half? That's the guy? Oh, you have a good head on your shoulders? Or, what did I say? Why did I say that? With Shakira all season, it was a battle between her head and her heart. Her head would say, Harry is not the right person for you. Someone who constantly makes the wrong decision, kind of sweet talks his way out of trouble. That's not the kind of guy you want. But her heart said, that's the only guy that I have a connection with. I think if in the real world, she would have distanced herself from him. But in the Love Island house, there's nothing else to do. There's no one else for her. So she gives in to her heart. And the last week, she says, fine. You know what, Harry? Let's get together. They make it to finale nights, and they are a top 2 couple, voted by the public. Well, Shakira, I think, got the bulk of that vote. Harry, there is kind of a funny moment in the finale. You can tell Harry's feeling himself because I think he believes he's getting a redemption arc being back together with Shakira. And he is funny and fun to be around for the other Islanders. So in the house, he's probably thinking like, okay, I think people in the public are starting to enjoy me. So as he's talking about making it to final 2 and being like, oh, I'm grateful that people are seeing me, a guy in the audience shouts out, we voted for Shakira.
Yeah, I'm massively surprised, yeah. I believe it. I believe it.
You can watch as like his energy darkens.
Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half.
It's a bitter pill to swallow live on stage. Well, not live, but, you know, on stage in the moment. But one thing about Shakira and Harry is going into that finale, Shakira says that the last week that she spent with Harry, the final week, was the happiest she's been in the villa by far.
I obviously enjoy being around him. I adore him.
So that begs the question, are they still together? It's been how many months since the show ended? Probably 9 months? Doesn't matter. Either way, it's been a good amount of time. They are, you'll find out later. I'll tell you later. There's only one other big couple that I do want to touch on. Rather like it's a big triangle. It's the other final 2 couple. I do want to get to some others, quick, rapid fire style. Angel and Ty. Don't care. Some of the couples are such easy skips. Ty comes in at Casa Amor, and I think Angel comes in even later than that. And they are not entertaining people. Every single time they come on screen, it is skip, skip, skip forward. Every time. They never make any bad decision. Angel flirts with making a bad decision with Harry, but at that point, like I said, Harry's been with Helena for so long that unless Angel was gonna like force the issue, it wasn't gonna happen, and it didn't. And Ty and Angel are fine people. Like in the real world, you want to be around people like them, but on a TV show, my goodness. Skip, skip, skip. Who else is there? Jamie and Yaz. Yaz, I mentioned, she is entertaining when she's by herself early on, when she's trying to, I guess, find her footing in the house. She flirts with a lot of guys. She gets into a lot of trouble. She makes a comment to Dejon early on in the show where she's like, do you want to have a threesome with me and Toni? Tony's like, wait, how did I get roped into this?
And I just thought it'd be funny. I went, would you have a threesome with me and Toni? And he went, we'll pick up on that later.
Okay.
Which causes a riff with Meg. In fact, let's get into Meg and Dejon while we're here. Apparently, the public hated them together. They would always be at the bottom of public votes, like least compatible couple, least emotional depth. But their relationship just was a constant pattern of girls come in, they're interested in Dejon because he's very playful. I don't know, some people got like a really good impression face. Not like they do impressions, but the way that they look and smile at you on a first impression really endears them to you. And Dee's got a good impression face. A good first impression face. Maybe that's the way I should say it. But these girls would get this good first impression from Dee. They think it's reciprocated, but then Dee would always default back to, no, Meg is the only one for me. So you'd spend some time flirting with other girls and then be like, oh no, Meg's the one. And then the girls would be put off, and then they put that energy in the air like Dee isn't as sincere as he says he is. The whole thing is stupid. This is Love Island. What are you talking about? Oh no, he's too flirty. Shut up. That's the whole freaking point of the show. It's Love Island. You're supposed to flirt around. None of these relationships are real until you close it off. In the meantime, I want you all flirting behind each other's backs for the maximum amount of entertainment. But because of the way Dee would act in the house, Meg and Dejon, man, they were not held in high regard. I wasn't even reaching for a strong word. That was just a pretty basic one. Hey, buddy pal. They weren't held in high regard by the public, and there was a very clear split in the house. There was 2 cliques, and these cliques did not like each other. There's the clique that was centered around Toni and Shakira, and then the other clique was Helena and Meg. My opinion of it, anytime they would say bad things about each other, Toni and Shakira side, they would say the meaner things.
You're the biggest fucking ick in the UK. Why the fuck would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of that? I got voted hottest couple. Do you think I'm fucking jealous of you?
She can take my bikini off, stupid bitch. That's why I don't share things.
Wow.
That bikini don't fit, so that's why the strap's down.
Oh, wow.
And then the Meg side, Megan and Helena never really got into too much issue. Meg was kind of like the center one with the issues.
Go on, strut your stuff, walk down your fucking catwalk. Both of you.
But those 2 groups never liked each other, and it never really reached a boiling point that became interesting. It always stayed at pretty room temperature. That divide. If it ever bubbled over, I'd love to talk about it, but it just didn't, which, boring. I feel like the producer should have riled them up a little bit more, but hey, who am I to say? I'm a psychopath, so it is what it is. Toni and Shakira's side, though, they had an issue with Meg. They eventually kind of came around and realized their problem was more so with D. They didn't like the way that he was treating Meg. You know, flirting with other girls, and then having like some slight possessiveness where it's like, that's my Meg, and making her feel like he was more locked in than he was at first, even though he was locked in all season with Meg. But this is where Yaz comes in. I say it's the Toni and Shakira side of the house, that clique. They had a third member who was kind of like one of the OGs, and that was Yaz. Like, it was Toni and Shakira, and then Yaz is kind of like this. You know? Like, she's kind of connected to it, but she wasn't quite this. One of the game nights is the newlywed game. Basically, what you're trying to do is guess your partner's answer. The question would be asked, what is your love language? And then all the guys would answer, and then the girls would answer what they think the guys wrote down. And then they'd switch sides, and then the girls would answer, and the guys would have to guess what the girls answered, right? So that's how it works. But in the section where the girls are answering for the guys, the prompt is to write down who you'd pair up with if you weren't partnered with your current partner. D writes down Yasmin, and Yaz goes, oh, whoops. I made a mistake.
I misinterpreted the question. I thought it'd be like, who would we couple up with? So I put one of the boys' names down.
Later on, Jamie's like, okay, well, in that section, who did you write down? And she says, I wrote down Dejon, which is odd, but juicy, because D and Yasmin have had tension, good and bad. They had a fight earlier in the season.
Can I grab you for a real quick chat?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to decline, Yaz. I want to eat.
Oh, literally 5 seconds.
No, Yaz.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. The opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite of love is indifference. So there's some sparks there. There's some sparks there, you know? But the juicy part here was that Yasmin kept saying, I realized that Meg, I don't have a problem with her. I have a problem with D because I don't like the way he treats her.
That clip with Meg and Dejon. Why on God's earth would anyone want what you have? What you have is shit. It's based on Dejon being able to do whatever the fuck he wants, and you just sit there and go, okay.
But then she writes down that if you can choose anybody, I would choose D for myself. I would put myself in Meg's shoes. And then Jamie's like, I don't really quite understand your logic there.
I feel like you talk quite a lot about him.
Do you think?
Like, badly. No, to me it just doesn't make sense that you'd say all that, and then from what you said there, that you'd want to couple up with him if I wasn't in the middle.
You talk about how you don't like how D treats Meg, but then if you could partner up with anybody, you'd be D's partner. Yasmin tries to explain it a couple times, and it's nonsensical every time. Like, there's no reasoning.
I look at the same two people who are always on that screen, and that's why I'm like, I'm so glad that that is not my relationship. Do you get what I mean?
Kind of.
I think her reasoning is like, oh, well, we had flirtatious energy in the past, like many, many weeks ago, which I'm like, I don't know if I buy that. I don't buy it. In fact, I don't buy it. I think she thinks I could fix him. Meg is a bit put off with the whole thing. At this point, her and D are, not only are they exclusive, I think at this point they might be boyfriend and girlfriend, and then also said I love you. So that's how this works in the show. There's like a decorum to it. So you meet somebody you like, then you close it off, then you be boyfriend, girlfriend, and then you say, I love you. That's usually like the order of things. And they've hit all of those things. And now they're dealing with this. Meg is upset that D wrote down Yasmin because Meg doesn't get along with Yasmin, which it's so stupid. The drama's so stupid. Dee's trying to win a game. So he wrote down Yasmin because that's just his honest answer. But then Meg is upset because why would you write down somebody I don't get along with? I'd rather you write down somebody that I do get along with. I do understand why people don't like Dee though. Some of the girls have problems with him. There are people who are very good about like, hey, like let's not raise our voices. When things start starting to get heated, they manage to rein in the conversation so it remains productive. And it seems like Dee is doing all those things where it's like, hey, let's not raise our voices. Let's not interrupt each other.
Make it make sense in your head, Dee.
Why are you speaking to me like this? Why are you speaking to me like this? We can have a conversation.
I'm having a conversation, but it's annoying me.
Some people do that, and it irritates you even more because they'll say, like, don't interrupt me as I speak, but then they'll interrupt you. And it's like, okay, well, now that's just going to piss me off. If you're going to call me out, then come on. Or you say, like, hey, don't get heated. Come on, calm down. It's like, hey, man, if you say that once, it's fine. If you keep saying that in the conversation, you're just going to piss me off.
If you don't want to hear it, you just interrupt me saying I don't want to hear it anymore, then it's starting.
Because I don't.
Because all Meg is looking for here is reaffirmation. She wants Dee to say, hey, I love you. You're the only girl for me. I was just trying to win the game. That's why I wrote Yaz's name down. There's nothing between me and her. I have no interest in her. It's only you for me. That's all she's looking for. And then things would go smoothly. But instead, he's like, I just gotta be me. I gotta be honest. What do you want from me? Let's just sit here in silence. That's something he actually says.
I can't be fake, I'll be honest.
And neither can I.
Okay, so let's just sit in silence then. If we both can't be fake.
I think for the people who have seen the show, Meg and Dee maybe didn't make a ton of sense, but I also will defend them a little bit by saying the show only airs the stuff that is drama. They will not air like fun relationship stuff, which I think is a mistake. There's enough drama to fill out entire episodes, and it's still an entertaining season. But a lot of the times, it doesn't really make sense why Dee and Meg are together, because you don't see like the cute stuff. And the same thing happened with Shakira and Harry, where Shakira was like over the moon with Harry. The second time that she was with him for like that week to 10 days or so, that was like a really happy moment of the villa for her because she was obsessed with him. We never saw any of that. So when Harry kept saying, oh yeah, I can get her back, I was surprised because I didn't see their connection because they didn't show it because they weren't fighting. And when they weren't fighting, they weren't on the show. They do have unseen bits. They have episodes where like every week or so, they do like an after sun. So they'll do like interviews with like house guests that were kicked out. The unseen bit episodes, I tried one time to watch one of those and then they showed me like a bit with an islander that got kicked out like a week ago. Why am I seeing this person? They got kicked out a week ago. I need things fed to me chronologically because things change on a day-to-day basis in the house. Who likes who, who's with who, that all matters with the interpersonal conversations that they're having. And if you're gonna show me something way out of, like way past its expiration date, I'm not gonna wanna eat it. So I will say I did skip those episodes. It's 65 episodes, give me a break. I am making a video about it. You think I could do extra research, but shish. So if there is some stuff in there that I missed in the unseen bits, or if you have behind the scenes drama, feel free to drop it. Let's move on to the final triangle, messy triangle. It involves Toni, Toni, the first ever Love Island UK American. She's a trailblazer. She's the first ever American that's been on Love Island. She comes in and she's almost eliminated pretty fast.
They were never ready for a bad bitch.
She's kicked out, but then she gets a like a sudden death date with Harrison to win him over with another girl. And the one Harrison picks gets to stay, and the other one tossed in the ocean next to Rosalina. Harrison picks Toni, obviously. They become a couple, and their relationship from hell commences.
Sit down. Toni,
what?
just have a conversation.
I don't want to.
Don't walk off.
I knew they weren't a good match pretty early on. Not because he was flirting with Helena. That was the early days when Helena gave him the pecs. But because Toni and Harrison, they got a day out date, you know, where they get to leave the villa. These are rare occurrences. These are also skip moments where it's like, oh, let's talk about our futures. I don't care. Either fight and break up or stop talking. You know? No, but with Toni and Harrison, they go out and they're on their dates and they start talking about other islanders.
Huh? What do you think about the whole, obviously, Ramel, Helena situation?
There's just something off-putting. When you leave the villa and you go on a date, you're not supposed to talk about the villa. You know, you're supposed to be in the present. You're supposed to talk about your futures and your families and your desires and grow closer together. You're not supposed to talk about villa drama.
I don't like the way that he came back last night and acted like he was doing Helena a favor by keeping her there. He made his bed, he has to lie in it.
Yeah.
Because that's the topic of conversation every single day in the villa. When you're out, you're supposed to like have conversations about other things. Like this is your private time to enjoy each other, not to talk gossip. The two do have relationship styles in common. Like, Toni is kind of mean, and Harrison likes girls that are mean to him. That's not even a joke. They say that outright. I had a low opinion of Toni at first. She grew on me over time. She's just one of those very honest people who are like, hey, what do you want me to lie? I'm gonna be honest. And it just kind of comes across as sometimes a little mean or bratty. Bratty might be the better word. She's got some bratty energy, for sure.
She's such a sneak bitch.
But it's hard to blame her a lot of the times with Harrison because Harrison gave her so little reassurances. So, she had some, her defense mechanisms were certainly up. She wears her feelings on her sleeves. And it's not hard to pick up how she's feeling, and she doesn't try to hide it, which ends up becoming more endearing the more you spend time with her. But at first, it comes across as like, I don't know.
Sneak bitch.
Like, is there no guile to you? Do you have no guile? Guile refers to sly, cunning intelligence and artful deception used to achieve goals. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. But one of the examples that I wrote down in my notes is there is a point where the message is received that Helena does not want him. So he decides, I'm not going to pursue her anymore. I'm locked in on you, Toni. And he tells her that, which is what she wants. You'd think that Toni would soften at this point a little bit, but she's a little bit bitter and sarcastic and rude in that conversation.
I feel like I'm ready to make the decision and stuff.
Oh no, you're ready to make the decision?
What we have is not worth throwing away.
No shit.
So again, this relationship doesn't feel like it's got legs. Casa happens, and Toni's like, I know this man. He is going to bring someone back for sure. Toni also recouples with somebody else, but it's not because she thinks that Harrison's going to bring somebody back, but rather she just gets fireworks that she doesn't get with Harrison. She feels with this new person. His name is Cach, like the currency. We got the color blue. We got Cach. We got Dejon, like the mustard. I quite like Cach as well. He's got like a TV personality. He's fun to watch. There's a screen presence to him.
Who you with right now, Harrison?
Mm-hmm.
You should cut that shit off.
You think?
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I tried to.
Yeah, you didn't really do a good job, did you?
Remember I was talking about Ty before, an Angel? Oh, every time they're on my screen, I want to fall asleep. There was a moment in the, I guess the second to last episode. It's an after sun, but it was the second to last episode. So I felt like it was important to watch because it's important for me to be accurate about the things I'm talking about, But I also wrote down that Blue, they asked him a question and then he started going in circles with his answer and then ended up nowhere near answering the question, and then everyone laughed, and I was like, oh, okay. At least that's fun. Blue was at least somewhat watchable. Like, he was willing to take chances, and I don't think I'd like him, but I think he'd be watchable. Shay's the opposite. Shay is like, God damn, man. What did I say, a mannequin that's being controlled by a bug? Oh, I like that one, actually. I don't care if he's offended at it. All of a sudden, I have a cockroach infestation, and it's like, oh, he sent his buddies. Anyway, this is the night that the casa is finished, and they all get back together, and they are revealing one at a time if they have recoupled with someone else, or if they are staying in their original couplings. Toni partners with Cach, and she says this.
Toni, you surprised?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I already said if you do it here, you do it there.
That's a right message, wrong messenger type of situation. You just repartnered with Cach because you like him more. She did kind of blindside Harrison. I will say there was a moment where the host actually pissed me off a little bit. I like when the show stays neutral, chaotic. I think there are times when the host would try to inject her opinion and they would try to turn Islanders onto certain paths by making her opinion, and therefore she's kind of like the speaker for the show. So her opinion carries a lot of weight. So anytime she took a dig at a housemate or tried to curve a housemate into making a certain decision or to leaving somebody, I was always like, oh, don't do that. I don't like that.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't find it that funny if I was in a couple with someone like that, but you laugh quite a lot when he's been doing things. Is that to avoid upset, or are you genuinely not bothered?
But then Toni says this.
Any of the OG girls want to say anything?
I don't know. Tommy obviously surprised me. The rest of you, not so much.
And the host, again, she shows disdain.
No, I just think I got to give it to Harrison, man. What Lauren's been able to give him in 3 days, you haven't been able to do in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't really mean like that, Ben. That was unnecessary.
Literally.
So Toni made a rude comment to cut at the guys, and then Ben made an even more rude comment to cut at Toni, and then the host steps in to be like, whoa, Ben, not cool. Let it unfold. Let them police themselves. That's no fun if you get involved. Don't try to discourage them from fighting. Do you know what the show is supposed to be? Let them fight. Don't start picking sides. Oh. Toni and Harrison, they have a conversation. Harrison's flirting with her, and Toni is like, why are you flirting with me?
Is it nice to see me?
Don't flirt with me. Is it nice to see me? Do I look nice? Did you miss me? Fuck off.
But you can see the sparkle in her eye. Clearly things aren't over. But Harrison tells his new girl, he's like, don't worry, I would be stupid to continue pursuing Toni. I would be stupid.
Obviously, I did like her, but what you gave me over there was night and day to what I had here, do you know what I'm saying? So I'd be stupid to go back there. You don't need to worry about that at all.
Okay. I did talk about, like, Toni becomes more enjoyable over time. However, one thing that pisses me off with Toni, she cannot be honest with her feelings. She can't just outright say it. I want you to listen to this.
I do wish you all the best. And I feel like I move forward with Lauren, you move forward with Cach, and I'll try and stay out of your way as much as possible.
You know how I feel.
I don't think I do, honestly.
What do you want me to say, Harrison?
Well, I don't...
I miss you. That's what you've been waiting for?
No.
I miss you. Is that what you want? Is that what you want to hear? Good for you, idiot. Harrison's like, I don't know what I want at the moment, so he thinks about it a little bit longer. He's still flirting with Toni all the while. She says she wants to get back together.
Do you want a rekindle or no?
Like I do, unfortunately. Is that what you want to hear?
She did the same thing. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want to hear? Just say if you like him or not and you want to get back together. Yes or no? Is that what you want to hear? Harrison says, hey, come meet me on the overlook. What is that called? The terrace? She comes out and he's like, get down, get down, get down. I want to do like a secret meeting.
I don't want him to see.
Of course you don't. Harrison.
Listen, I'm all for like doing cutesy things. That's not a cutesy thing, but being like, hey, get down so no one can see us talking. It's just weird because then they both go down and then tell everyone that they sat on the floor talking together. And it's like, well, then you guys kept it a secret successfully. But then you went down and told everyone. So why? Toni is no innocent little lamb in this. Harrison strings her along, so we kind of feel sympathy for Toni, but at the same time, she's stringing Cach along because she comes down and she's like, hey, guess what just happened? Harrison pulled me for a chat. At this point, Toni has told Harrison that she wants to get back together, and she's given him the eyes. But to Cach, she only frames it as, he wanted to kiss me, I said no.
He wanted to kiss me, I said no.
Hey.
And she won't say that she doesn't want Harrison, so anytime Cach starts probing in that direction, she will explicitly divert the conversation.
But how does that make you feel now?
I don't know, like we keep having these conversations and we're getting nowhere.
I trust you.
We didn't kiss.
Yeah, and I trust you'll be honest about everything.
I did want to point that out because it feels like a lot of times the guys are the ones that do that, where they're a little bit more shady in the way that they phrase things. They try to like obscure certain facts and information so they don't get in trouble, you know? I appreciate her being sneaky and manipulative. I like it. I'm not saying it's a bad, well, it is a bad thing in real life, but in Love Island, it's just entertainment. And it does suck for Cach. But then again, every time I say his name, Cach, I think about how much money he makes now that he is famous from the show. So I don't care. So she's having that conversation with Cach after the terrace. And then Harrison goes down and has a conversation with Lauren, the girl he brought back from Casa. And he says, I can see you being my girlfriend on the outside. Sir, you just flirted with getting back together with Toni. And you're going to start saying these sweet things? They're not sweet nothings. They're sweet somethings. Maybe he's not as confused as we thought. Toni has said that she wants to get back together with him. But that night, when they're laying in bed, he reaches over, pokes Harry and Helena, and says, hey, you guys happen to have a condi? Harry and Helena's face is priceless. It's dark, so like their eyes are like super wide, which adds to the humor with the nightlight vision. That's very funny. The next day, it's a hot topic around the villa. Everybody knows something happened. The Shakira and Toni side of the house, they think Lauren just lent Harrison a hand. You know? Toni asks Harrison about what transpired between them, and Harrison says, that's none of your business, which is both true and also the only answer he can say, because if he revealed to her that, you know, he smooshed Lauren, that kind of closes the door on the Toni room.
I've heard it all before. I'm too good for this.
Toni goes on about, like, you don't deserve me, yada, 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 just a bunch of lip service because it's recoupling time. And Harrison realizes, you know what? Do you know who I want to be with? I want to be with Toni. He tells that to Harry. And Harry's like, after last night?
But last night?
That's crazy.
No, I'm going to have to check him.
But Harry says, hey, I can't be the only one making bad decisions. Let me aid you. So he goes and grabs Toni and pulls her to the terrace. Now, I'm sure at this point, Toni's thinking it's the girl's choice and they're going to recouple. She's thinking, I'm just going to choose Cach, and then, you know, maybe something will develop with Harrison over time, and we'll figure it out. But Harrison, he doesn't say, pick me, recouple with me, but he basically says it.
If I didn't tell you this before the recoupling and you picked Cach, and you listen, just listen. But I just wanted to let you know how I feel.
It's quite entertaining, because you can see the dread she feels, because this is going to hurt Cach if she chooses Harrison. But you can also see that she's wanted Harrison, so this is a positive thing for her. So it's like a back and forth. It is emotional turmoil. Absolutely. And when it comes to Toni's turn, she picks
Harrison.
Cach is blindsided. Toni doesn't even know about the smoosh yet with Lauren. Harrison and Lauren, she doesn't know about that yet. Oh, that's coming out tomorrow. Doesn't matter because the die has been cast. She chose Harrison. And that die is bandaged up now. Get it? Because it's cast? You guys don't get me. I think she takes it better than I thought she would at first.
Obviously, the other night, like we slept together.
I think for once I'm at a loss for words here.
But then she has to tell Shakira. Like, it's one thing for you to deal with it internally, but then when you have to go and tell your friends how the guy you just chose embarrassed you by sleeping with someone else the night before you chose him. Ooh.
They fucked. They fucked.
And the odd thing with both Harry and Harrison, they both have this affliction. They make a bunch of poor decisions time and time again. And every time they get down and they shed some tears, they mope around a bit. And it's like if you made a decision one time that was bad and hurt people and you moped, I'd get it. You can understand the sympathy there. But you repeatedly put yourself in this position. You make selfish choice time after time, and you want sympathy from others. Like, oh, it's so hard what I had to do. Yeah, but you did it to yourself, and you knew this was the outcome. So, what do you want? I think when Toni finally realizes, like, you slept with Lauren, and then you still ditched her the next day. Like, what does that say about your character? And then, like 48 hours later, after he told Toni, essentially, to choose him, he tells Toni, I think I want Lauren.
Like, do you really want to be with me, Harrison?
I don't know, I feel like I miss Lauren.
You know the saying, the phrase, the grass isn't always greener? I don't know how Harrison embodies that so well, but he does. Because every time he's on the other side of the fence, he thinks, he knows what he's been to the other side, and he thinks, what if the grass really was greener over there? I don't remember. So then he goes to the other side, and then he thinks the same thing. He's like, was this grass really as green as the other grass? Let me go back to the other side. Pick a side of the fence, my man. Twist, that night that he says, I want to be with Lauren, he tells that to Toni, we have a surprise elimination. And guess who is eliminated?
Lauren, as you are now single, you've been dumped from the island.
One thing I'll say about the show, too, they do a couple things different. I'm going to say this for a little section at the end. The things I like that they changed and they didn't from the US version. They're not sentimental. Like, in the middle of drama, they'll have, like, the most important drama on the show. And they will kick that person off. Like, they do not care. They're just, I guess, so confident that drama will emerge and new storylines will emerge that they're like, okay, if you get voted out, you got voted out. Puff. But they can control, like, when there are votes, right? It's not like on day 11, they have to have a vote. So Lauren is kicked and she asks Harrison, she's like, hey, will you leave with me? Please leave with me. And Harrison's like,
I've come in here looking for a girlfriend and I definitely found it in you. But at the same time, I just want to sleep on it and I don't want to make rash decisions and that doesn't listen.
No. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, though. I don't know. He decides, I'm going to think on it. I'm not going to leave tonight. I'm going to sleep on it. I'll decide tomorrow. And that is usually code for, I'll see you when the show's over. You know? But Harrison, the next day, he actually leaves.
Just wanted to let you all know that I'm going to be leaving the villa tonight. Mine and Lauren's connection was something special and something hard to find, something rare to find.
Good on you, Harrison. I appreciate that. Hopefully in the ending monologue about where you guys are now, hopefully my opinion doesn't change, right? Oh, so we have Toni and Cach. Let's finish up with Toni and Cach. You're thinking at this point, there's no way. Toni selected Harrison at that bonfire. Cach had no idea. After that bonfire was over, he went up to the terrace and cried, which Cach doesn't do. He makes jokes later on about like, oh, that was AI, that wasn't real.
Just a big shout out to 2025 and like technology. Didn't realize AI could look so real.
But she tossed him aside with no warning, like he was some old butter. I don't know. Does butter get old? Does butter expire? I hope not, because I have a stick of butter in my fridge, and it's been in there for a year, and I still take little bits out to put it on some toast. I haven't got sick. It's probably been about 18 months. I'm afraid to look it up. I'm just going to assume it's fine. Cach is so clearly the second option. Harrison was Toni's first option. And it's not like at some point she wised up and was like, oh, you know what? I want to be with you, Cach. Instead, Harrison just left because he was choosing another girl. And then that left Toni single. Oh. One thing I'll say, though, there's a couple moments. I know it happens with Dejon. And that's one of the points I respected him when he wanted to make it exclusive with Meg. He makes like a nice gesture, But Meg is unhappy because she gave him the ultimatum where it's like, hey, either make it exclusive or we gotta find other people. And so he takes some time to think about it, and like the next day he tells her how he feels and he wants to make it exclusive with her, and then she is like, well, the fact that I had to give you an ultimatum, I don't want to do that. And he's like, all right, well, I don't know what to do now. And at that point, your pride gets involved and you think, oh, screw you then. I'll just find someone else, right? But in love, in relationships, sometimes you have to put your pride aside. And Dejon even says that outright, and I respect it.
I feel like in a relationship and with love, like you can't have fear, you can't have pride. I thought, you know, let me try again.
Cach is now being asked to do the same thing. Toni selected someone else above you. A toxic relationship. And the odd thing, he does get back together with Toni, because it's kind of like the Shakira Harry thing where it's like there's no one else. He has a couple other relationships, but it's not the same. Like it was at its best with Toni, but Toni chose someone else. So what do I do? It's actually it's very similar to Shakira Harry. But every conversation, you know how Toni was kind of, like I said, bratty with Harrison, just kind of mean.
I hate you.
The opposite happens with Cach, where every conversation that they have has like an underpinning of shame for Toni because of the decision she made to not choose him. So she always feels repentant, and it colors every conversation that they have. And it's not like he's trying to make her feel bad, but she continually feels that guilt. It's the oddest thing. That comes to its head when we got family visits. Oh, this is brutal. Some of the family visits are pretty fun because a lot of the Islanders have been making kind of crazy decisions. Like when Helena's family comes and Shakira's family comes, Harry has to meet both families. And he's good with people. So he's confident that he's going to be able to win them over. He does a little bit, but it's good television.
Dad said you wear your dick on your sleeve.
He works his way out of everything.
He's so good with people.
And then when Cach's family comes, they do not like Toni because Toni made their brother cry. I think it's Cach's brother and sister. And they just clearly do not like Toni for the decision that she made, choosing Harrison over Cach.
What, young bull? Yeah, young bull. Young bull. With young bull.
Cach recognizes it immediately. He's like, guys, don't bring up the decision that she made, choosing Harrison. He wants to get past it.
That's why it hurt to see you cry, because you know you don't cry for nothing.
No, I don't.
You have to look away, bruv.
You have to look away. Yeah, I know. No, she knows this already, though. But we're past that. Don't bring the...
No, I'm definitely bringing it in, bro.
And then Toni's mom pulls Cach aside to be like, hey, I'm so sorry for the decision my daughter made, choosing Harrison. Which is weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
I want to thank you so much for finding it in your heart to forgive her for the mistake that she made. It was a bad one.
Because it's like, I don't need you to apologize on behalf, like you had no say in that decision. But it's also like a respectable thing to do. But I don't know how I feel. It was a weird conversation. Meanwhile, while Cach is having that conversation with Toni's mom, Toni is in the lion's den with Cach's brother and sister. And Toni does a thing really well where she self-flagellates. Is that the word? Is that the right word? She like punishes herself. She'll say things like, oh, I was such an idiot to choose Harrison. Just me being dumb. Ugh. I probably look so stupid on camera. Ugh. I think probably the UK hates me because of it. Ugh. Listen, that works a lot of the time. That disarms people. Doesn't work here.
I wish I knew the full story. Yeah. Before standing up here looking like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she tries to spin that into, because that all occurred, I'm able to appreciate Cach more. So it's kind of a good thing. And they do not take the bait. Cach's brother doesn't even want to look at Toni. I don't even know why he came, man. Like, he's bad energy. He is not about it.
Have you guys been watching everything?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Don't be mad at
me.
Be honest. Yeah, go ahead.
She can take it.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
That you're cool?
It's cool. In a way that implies, like, it's not cool because he doesn't elaborate at all. Oh, it's so uncomfortable. And then Toni asks, what else do you want to know about me?
What else do you actually want to know about me, more importantly?
Nothing really, to be fair.
Crickets, dog, that was so good. They do not like her.
They don't like me.
No, Toni. It's not that they don't like you.
That's not true, Cach. They don't like her. These two do well, though, Cach and Toni. They end up winning the show. Probably the best. They were probably the most fun to watch at the end. Before we look up who is still together, I do want to cover a few other Islanders. There was Tommy. I think very early on, he was seen as, like, the nice guy, the guy you'd want to be your boyfriend. He was with Megan from early on. They might have even been the initial coupling when she read his board, and then they were good for 3 weeks or so, kind of like the mom and dad of the villa. That was their vibe. I didn't like Tommy initially because he would just do the thing where the guys would like scheme something, or they would like be secretive about something and say like, hey, don't tell anyone else. And then Tommy would run and tell Megan. Megan would go and cause a stir about it. And I'm like, I don't mind if Tommy caused a stink about whatever he heard or saw. It was just always going back to his partner and like whispering it in her ear. It was like a little tattletale. Like either do something about, if you have a problem with something, either do something about it, or like don't just whisper it into the ear of your partner and then let her do something about it.
And he was like, yeah, and he started laughing. And he was like, we're going to kiss. We're not going to listen to the question. We're just going to kiss who we want.
He and Megan break up. That was surprising to me. They felt like the day one couple that was going to last throughout the entire season. It comes in a fury. Like a little over 2 weeks in, Connor, he's in a solid relationship with kind of like a nice girl, kind of like the female equivalent to Tommy. She didn't quite feel like his type though, and he wanted to pursue Megan. In fact, at one point, Connor explicitly tells Megan, I would choose you to couple up with.
If you had a recoupling right now, who'd you pick, me or Emily? We're very different. Me?
Yeah.
You picked me over Emily? Fuck.
And Megan eventually tells Shakira that she was had that conversation and was kind of giddy about it. And then Shakira told Harry, and then Harry told Tommy. So it kind of like it went in a circle. It was a little telephone. And then Megan got upset with Tommy for not believing her version of events, which were mostly true, but, you know, maybe a little hidden detail or two.
For you to be like, oh, I don't know, because Harry's told you something, Harry of all people.
So he's upset at all this going on, and then she's upset that he's upset. That's pretty funny. Shakira did say it best. She said that she thinks Megan is too fiery for Tommy, which, see that completely. She never relents. Tommy tries to make amends several times, but she burns him up every time. She will not let it go.
You think his word probably fucking mine? That's pissed me off, like.
I do believe you.
Oh, you fucking do. It's too late for that now, Tommy.
In America, not America, in the UK, saw that, and they did not like the way that she handled it. So they had like a surprise elimination, and because she was fighting with Tommy, and Tommy seemed like the sympathetic one, she ended up getting kicked. Again, in the middle of drama, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of juice there, and she's just out of the house. And then Connor and Tommy are both sitting there like, wait, what do we do now? Eventually, she comes back because Connor still hasn't found anybody. That was his best connection. And then her and Connor ended up essentially making it to the end. They're actually kind of good together. Remember what I said about the female equivalent to Tommy? Tommy and her get together, and it feels like, okay, well, they match. But she's not quite what Tommy wants. Tommy's not narcissistic enough to be attracted to the woman version of him. But they're both like they're seen as like the wholesome ones. But when Tommy goes to Casa, he finds someone else and then brings her back, and that eliminates the nice girl. It's tough, man. Like during the spin the bottle game, the nice girl, I don't remember her name. She said something to the effect of like, Tommy, the reason I kissed him was because he seems like the most relationship material. He seems like the most loyal.
I think we all respect how Tommy goes about things. I think he's really mature, always knows the right thing to do.
Smash cut to him bringing someone back from Casa and leading to her eviction. Oh, so here are the bullet points of how it felt different from the American version. Some things I liked, some I didn't. The American version feels very cinematized. It feels like they were making an effort to produce it. They add a lot of like popular music, montages. The UK version feels very raw. Just like, hey, this is what happened. Here's the scenes. There's so little background music. It's also very long. The US version, I don't think, is nearly as many episodes. Like this one, by like episode 40 to 50, somewhere in that time frame, people started to get tired. And it got a little bit more juice because some of the decisions at the end, specifically with Cach and Toni figuring things out, and then Harry and Shakira rekindling, which thank God that happened, because if it didn't, the last, third of the season would have been boring. Maybe some people liked Angel and Ty. I can't figure for the life of me why. It's just like, watch it. It's just, it's so boring.
You got a particular fate?
Yeah. Don't touch my feet.
Also, the bonfires, they're all for practicality purposes only. Like, they'll just call a bonfire in the middle of the day. With the American version, it's always like at night, and it's by surprise, and it leads to an elimination. So, like, there's stakes on every single bonfire. In the UK version, they'll have a bonfire middle of the day, recouple up. It'll be like perfectly even between guys and girls, and then they just go about their day. And they just walk away, and they're like, all right, are we doing dinner now or what? And it's so weird. And I mentioned this earlier too. I do wish they would have shown the nicer moments between the couples. I feel like the UK or the US version did that pretty well, at least in season 6 that I watched. When couples are getting on well, they show it. In the UK version, if you're not fighting, you're not on our show. Oh, and then finally the friendships. The show fails the Bechdel test. I'll tell you that much. The girls are always, if they're having a conversation with each other, it's about the guys. Same with the guys. The guys are always talking about the girls. There's no, like, I want to see the friendships. The friendships are part of the fun too. All right, so Toni and Cach, the winners of season 12. They are still together. She's the first person from America to be on Love Island UK, and she wins it. Shows you the better country, I would think. It's actually kind of surprising because she lives in Las Vegas and he lives in London. And hey, they made it work. Good for them. Shakira and Harry still together. That might shock some of you. I kind of got that sense. Like some people, maybe I get my hopes up, but I feel like they kind of just, they take the piss because it's just a stupid TV show. But then, like, outside in the real world, they're actually more serious people. And I think he's doing some of it just for the drama and for the fun of it. But I think he's, like, a more serious person in real life. And I guess they're still together. So, Angel and Ty, I don't care. Meg Dejon? Nah. You can kind of tell. That wasn't going to last. And it did not. They went a couple months. Oh, Yaz and Jamie. Oh, that one was so obvious. So, in one of the final episodes, they did the babies. I've seen this in like every Love Island season. I think it's tradition. In the final days, they'll put a bunch of babies in the villa, like plastic dolls that cry. I'm always like pouring on it because it makes for some good conversation and entertainment as they like have to deal with like this new, I guess, I got a lot of mean things to say. What the fuck's the word? No, I'm so close to the end of this video. What's the word? Variable. That's not an impressive word, but... And when Yaz was dealing with the baby, she's like, get that thing away from me. I don't want to have any kids. And Jamie's like, I could go either way, I guess, on having kids. I don't know. And you could tell he wants to have kids, ideally. That's a huge compromise to make, though. Everything else has to be perfect in your relationship to compromise on that. And it just didn't feel like... Yeah, they didn't feel right for each other. And then Meg and Connor... also still together. So this show actually produced a number of couples and strong couples. That's why I say I think they took it serious. Surprisingly, like that's a high hit rate on relationships that worked out. You were on these shows. Are you just there for the clout? Are you just there to get a social media following? I don't know. I felt like they managed a cast that was pretty serious about wanting relationships, and now a lot of them are in relationships. And I do want to give, I talked about Connor. I want to give him props because I think he bounced around, but he felt like he did it mostly ethically in the house. He was always pretty transparent with how he felt, and he never was an ass. And I respected that, and he still was entertaining about it too. Like he would still make bold choices. I kind of wish he was messier. It's more fun television, but ethically he was good. And it was funny too to watch, because Connor was really into Shakira, to watch the contrast between how Harry moved and how Connor moved. And then in the end, Shakira chooses Harry, who moved incredibly unethically. And also watching the divide, like they all kind of got along. Harry and Connor, I think they would probably consider themselves friends. But I think Connor disagreed with pretty much everything Harry did.
I'm only trying to say that as a friend. It's just trying so you don't end up with nobody.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go after what I want, mate.
And it was brutal for Connor because he's close to Shakira, but he's also close to Helena, friendship-wise. So to watch Harry ping pong between them, that was, as a friend of those, that would piss me off too. But that was Love Island season 12. I covered all the good bits, probably. If there's anything I missed or any details that you want to clean up, go ahead and do so in the comment section. Tell me you love Harry. Same thing happened with Rob. I said I love Rob, and people, they rebelled. But let's see how you guys feel. That's it. I'm gonna see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.